Today, Meet the Farmer TV travels to Jersey City, New Jersey.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Rose, and I'm an urban farmer in Jersey City Heights. You are watching Meet the Farmer TV.
Next on Meet the Farmer TV, farms in the park and the community garden in Jersey City, New Jersey. We'll talk to Scott Rowe, Beverly Brown Ruja, and Mo Kinburg.
This program is a production of Meet the Farmer TV, LLC, in association with Planet Earth Diversified, Melly Productions, and Leslie P. Jenkins Photography and Graphic Design.
With the Manhattan skyline in the background, joining us today from the Riverview Park Farmers Market, we have from Nature's Own Farm, Scott Rowe. Hey Scott, tell us what's going on down there at the market.
Hi Michael, we're at the Riverview Farmers Market in Jersey City, New Jersey. And my name is Scott Rowe, and I own Nature's Own Farm in Juliustown, New Jersey. Well, it's fall time now and things are starting to slow down as far as the vegetables, but we're picking up on our pastured poultry, free-range eggs, and pastured pork that we do. This farmer market is right above the Hudson River, and over my back you can see where they're rebuilding the Twin Towers sites in Manhattan. The local food movement has taken off dramatically in the last few years. People are getting to meet the farmers that they buy their food from and feel confident with what they're getting versus buying through the grocery store, the stuff sitting on the shelves, not fresh. And it's just a much better way of procuring your groceries. By eating local foods, you get a fresher, more tastier, cheaper product than you do by getting things from some of the supermarkets. They promote that they have Jersey Fresh, but they still go through a distributor. The farmer's not pulling up to their back door and offloading the produce an hour after they pick it. If you go to a local farmer, to a farm stand, you'll be able to get those nice local things. You reduce your carbon footprint. You don't have that expense on top of it. If you look at the whole cost of buying from corporate America, the societal cost from what it costs medically to us and everything, and take into a complete equation, the cost of our food is astounding. Even though we're the cheapest country in the world to buy food, we're also the most expensive as far as all the medical expenses that we incur from the food that we're eating. By people buying local, they help support the local farmer and keep the money in their own town, and it just keeps going around and around, and taking corporate America out of the food system is a great thing. By joining a CSA, you're able to support that farmer on a weekly basis and get to know him personally. By keeping the money local, it just builds the community. We're able to employ more people. Those people are able to spend money at other local places, and redeveloping Main Street versus big box stores is a wonderful thing to do. At Nature's Own Farm, we grow many different vegetables. We're a small diversified farm and sustainable farm. Everything that we grow is right there on the farm. We don't use any chemicals, pesticides, all of our feed for our animals is non-GMO corn and soy that is grown by local farmers. And again, keeping the money in the community. They support me, I support them. It's a beautiful thing. I mentioned earlier about joining a CSA, which is Community Supported Agriculture. You buy a share in the farmer's products for the season. We do one on a monthly basis, and people pick up what they want every week here at the farmers markets. Other places you will go to their farm, pick up, and some of the farms require you to do work on the farm Other farms, it's just a monetary outlay, and then every week you go and pick up what's in season and according to how much has been harvested. I had mentioned grass-fed beef earlier, and grass-fed beef is an animal that is raised completely on pasture or hay during the off-season. It is not given any hormones, growth hormones, antibiotics, corn of any sort, any kind of grain. Most of the beef that you get these days is raised on a commercial feedlot where they have to pump it full of antibiotics so the cow can live on the feed that they're giving it to get fat. And that's all they're looking for, is a quick get to market, where the grass-fed beef is much healthier for us as a human to eat it and for the cow to grow. I had mentioned free range. That's for eggs. The hens are let out of their house every morning. They go through the bugs, the grass, getting all their nutrients from that and supplementing it with grain that we have available for the chicken to eat also. Another term I used was GMOs. That means genetically modified organisms. Our country has decided that it's okay for corporate America to modify the feed that we eat by injecting at the DNA level different organisms. And there's no testing required, there's no labeling required. Europe has thrown it all out, and the United States and some South American countries are the only ones. So without any testing, they can't tell us that it's safe. And they don't even want to label it so that we can know the difference. There's a campaign right now in California where they're going to vote in November to require labeling. And there's another campaign a couple days from now for Walmart, sending a letter to Walmart managers concerning their sweet corn that they're selling over the summer that was GMO'd and nobody knew it. There's a local statewide group, No GMO New Jersey, which is promoting for New Jersey to have their food products labeled. It's very important for the customer to know what they're buying and for us to make the choice, not for the government to make the choice, corporate America to make our choices for us. We're smart enough that we should be able to pick and choose what we put in our own bodies. Nobody needs to make that decision for us. It's important for the local communities to deal directly with the farmers, help the farmers out, which in turn helps you out. It gets you a better food product. It's not shipped halfway across the country. We're not getting things out of season and eating them. And 3,000 miles of produce shipped from California just to have a head of lettuce in January. It's not the right way to do. We need to learn to eat seasonally and take advantage of what we have at that point by canning, freezing, preserving, and having those things around for later in the year. During the summer and the fall, when we have an abundance of tomatoes or cucumbers, it's very easy to do canning. A few local supplies that you can pick up anywhere, and you can arrange with any of the local farmers to buy something in quantity from them. If it be me or it be somebody else that you already deal with, and you can set up for yourself for the summertime or for the winter time to have fresh tomato sauce, to have pickles, jams, jellies. If you had any questions, you can come visit me at the local farmers market here in Jersey City and we can go through it. There's a lot of good resources on the internet concerning these things. This farmers market ends the last Sunday of October. After that, we come to Jersey City twice a month with fresh vegetables from our greenhouses, along with eggs, pastured poultry, and the pork and the grass-fed beef. You can also go to our website, naturesownfarm.com. Like I said before, we're a small sustainable farm, and you know, we're not raising tens of thousands of chickens of any sort, or you know, truckloads of pork. So it's just a very small operation, but we're trying to do what we can do.
So Scott, what else is important to you?
It's going to take society to turn around to value where their food comes from. And at that point, when they value where their food comes from, they're going to value more the people that produce it, that grow it, that transport it, that do the cleaning. We need to be able to get this back to an American societal change. We don't need migrant workers doing it. The young children, Americans need to feel appreciated from the people that are buying the products, and that'll bring them back into the industry. We don't need interns from other countries coming in to do the work that we need to be doing ourselves. If we did it, we would protect our own food sources. We wouldn't sell bad things to our neighbors, which by knowing your local farmer, you know that he's not going to do that. But if they're employing other people that don't care, we have an issue. And if society changes the way that they view the people that do that work, then we'll get more integrity, more people back into it, and again, keeping stuff local, keeping the dollars local. Buy local, get to know your farmer, get to know everybody that's in your community that's involved with the different stuff that you deal with in your everyday life. Get away from, you need to be able to put a face to everything, not just an email address or a telephone number. You know, we could help ourselves out all around by dealing with the guy across the street. Right now we don't even know what he does, but if we did, we would use him. Everything needs to be local. The internet's great, but it's got us global. And everybody knows how that's hurt us substantially in everybody's daily lives.
Well, thank you, Scott, for sharing some of your farming experience with us.
Thanks, Mike.
Next, let's go to Mo Kinberg, who's president of Farms in the Heights.
Hi, Michael. This is the second year of our farmers market, and we're doing really well. We've definitely been getting more people in the neighborhood out to the market this year. We've been doing some good promotional stuff, programming. We had a peach pie contest, so it's a good second year. One of our board members is really into kids programming. So we've had a urban safari series. Just today they did Caterpillars in the Park, where they made caterpillars out of egg cartons. But she's also had kids just run around the park and, you know, look at the squirrels and the nature in the park. So, you know, getting children into nature, and it's a great thing for parents so they can bring their kids here and do something with them. We have a yoga series that started this year. So we've been having yoga in the park at 10 o'clock in the morning every Sunday. We also did a zucchini festival. So I'm not sure if people know, but there's an actual holiday in August when zucchini is just off the chart, and it's called like Leave Zucchini on Your Neighbor's Porch Day. So to coincide with that, we did a zucchini festival where we had a cooking demo by Mira Jaffrey, and she came and did an Indian cooking demo with zucchini, and she's actually done a few cooking demos this year, so that's one of the other things we've done this year is cooking demos. So cooking demos have been something that we've tried to incorporate into the market so that we could really, you know, give people ideas on how to use some of the, you know, vegetables, and also just learn new recipes. And we also have, you know, a really diverse neighborhood, so we wanted to represent some of the styles of cooking that are in our neighborhood. So we've had a series of Indian cooking demos at the market. And we also had, to get into more of like the health and nutrition ideas about food, we've had a juicing demo that our market manager actually did, which was really showed people how to use spinach and do like all juice. So there was no dairy. It was actually using coconut milk and spinach and making these green smoothies that are just incredibly healthy, and also just using, you know, stuff that's at the market. So the cooking demo has been really integral. We get a lot of kids who are into it, adults, and it's just a good way to show people how to use, you know, what we sell at the market. We also did a condiment cooking demo where we did how to make mayo, mustard, and ketchup. So that was more just fun, but they did try to use ingredients, from the market as well. Well, I think we can get more kids eating vegetables, if we make it fun. I also think when they see, how it's grown, we have a community garden that's right next door to the market. So, getting kids, actually growing their own food, I think that makes them more interested in eating it as well. And letting them sample things, just giving kids tasters of vegetables maybe they don't have, makes it fun. One of the first things we did actually this year is we made prints using vegetables. So the kids actually took the vegetables, did something different with them they wouldn't normally do. They weren't eating with them, but they did an art project. And that just gets them, into the vegetables. It makes it a fun thing. It makes them more excited about it, and then potentially have a good feeling about it and will eat them. So if you can get kids to grow it and cook it, then they'll probably want to eat it as well. So we're in the Heights neighborhood of Jersey City, and we invite local artisans to sell at our market. So if you make the food yourself, then you can sell that at the farmers market, and we promote people to use locally produced goods as well. So if you're making a pie, to have local peaches. So those are the kinds of things. We have local artisans. We also have non-food vendors. Again, if you make it yourself, we have a jewelry vendor. She makes her own jewelry. It's really great startup business. And then we have, of course, farmers. And the criteria we have for the farmers is a 100-mile radius of Jersey City. So we're really trying to keep it, local. And we also, have a bent towards New Jersey. So we like to have our farmers be New Jersey farmers. And again, if you're an interested farmer, if you're an interested artisan or a non-food vendor, we welcome you to fill out an application and join the market. We have a Facebook page, so you can find us on Facebook at Farms in the Heights on Facebook. And our email is farmsintheheights@gmail.com. This is kind of cool. So we have Riverview Community Garden, which is a community garden that I think it may be 10 to 20 years old, 18 years old. So, this is a great, beautiful, blooming community garden. And with the organization that's just Farms in the Heights, we've recently started, with our neighborhood association and that garden, we started a new garden on Ogden, at the very end of Ogden, which right now is just an abandoned lot. But we're looking to get more community members involved. So if you're interested in that, there's also a Facebook page, Ogden's End, on Facebook. And so we started another community garden. If you're interested in coming to the farmers market, we're in the Heights neighborhood. We're on Palisade between Bowers and Griffith. And so you just go down Palisade Avenue, and we've got a great view of the New York City skyline. So you can just find us on Palisades between Bowers and Griffith. The community garden has everything that you would want. Right now we've got tomatoes, eggplants, lettuce, spinach, onions. It's got the full array of vegetables. And then we also have flowers as well. The farmers market is a really good entry point for people in the neighborhood to start to understand and learn more about our local food system, and to really think about where their food comes from, and to know that in New Jersey, we're the garden state. So we have, farms all across New Jersey, and to know that they can get so much of their food locally, and they don't need to have their food shipped across the country. And it's really important for people to understand that when they come to the farmers market, they're not just buying their groceries. They are buying their groceries, but they're doing more than that. They are actually participating in boosting our local economy, by really spending their money supporting our local vendors. So they're putting money back into the community. They are, helping to create a smaller food chain, because their food is, coming to them in a shorter distance. So they're getting, that's better for the environment, and they're getting healthier food. The food is essentially better for them because a lot of the food here is organic. And so that's a really great thing. But I think one of the things that we really emphasize is this boosting the local economy, because we feel that the farmers market keeps people in our neighborhood. So even if they're shopping at the farmers market, but then they may also go to the grocery store down the street, or just keeping people here in the neighborhood. We're so close to New York City. A lot of people just leave the neighborhood to go to New York City, which is great, but we want people to stay here and to spend their money here so that we have a thriving, sustainable economy in our neighborhood. When you shop at the farmers market, the money that you spend when you go to a vendor, that money is going directly into their pocket. And that means that they can, either it can go right back into their farm so they can grow more vegetables, so they can, increase their production and have more things to sell at the market. But a lot of times that's also going to pay for their kids' school. It's going to pay for, their basic necessities, and that sustains a human being in our neighborhood. One of our vendors is right down the street. So, when you go to buy nuts at the farmer's market, Riverview Farmer's Market, you're supporting someone who lives in our neighborhood. When you go to the grocery store, you're supporting something a little bit different. So it's just really great to know that your money is going right back into the local economy. And when you give somebody who lives in the neighborhood money, then they take that dollar and they put it back into the neighborhood. So there's a multiplier effect.
Thanks, Mo. Now joining us is Beverly Brown Ruja.
Hi, Michael.
Beverly is a Jersey City resident, a nonprofit coordinator. She's also a sustainability and green jobs coach. Beverly is board member of the Riverview Community Garden and also the Riverview Farmers Market. So tell us about the Farmers Market there, Beverly.
To add to what you've been talking to Mo about in terms of the Farmers Market having benefits for the community, aside from the importance of supporting local economy and promoting awareness of locally produced foods, fresh foods, healthy foods, the market has become a community center. So, the activities that are going on that we've actually organized ourselves, the ones that Mo mentioned, that people in the community are organizing themselves, this has become a meeting place for people in the community. And so it's not only a practical provider benefit for the food purveyor benefit for the community, but it's also just a place where people are meeting and getting to know each other, seeing old friends. So it has a really sort of town center kind of a quality that we haven't had in the Heights much, and especially not in our park, not in Riverview Fisk Park at all. So it has that added benefit beyond the important things that Mo already mentioned. I know that Mo mentioned some of the organizations that are working with farms in the Heights to make the market successful. Riverview Neighborhood Association has been our sponsor organization. It's one of the oldest community organizations in Jersey City, and it's a very prominent organization in the Heights, very active. And so they've been here at the market with us, supporting all of the activities, promoting the market, getting the word out. And in addition to the Riverview Neighborhood Association, we've had the support of the Washington Park Association, which is a group that takes care of the Washington Park. It's a county park. They've been here promoting Heights activities and also supporting the market. I believe Mo mentioned the Riverview Community Garden, which has also been kind of a host organization for our activities. But this is truly a community effort, and a lot of organizations have been part of it. The Distillery, which is an art gallery down the street, has a children's art class. They've held their class here in the park during the market. So everybody's involved. It's a community effort, a broad community effort.
Now, Beverly, can you give us a tour of the community garden?
This is the Riverview Community Garden, which was established, I think, just about 20 years ago. It was a garden that was established by people in the neighborhood, residents of the neighborhood, to provide not only a beautiful place in the garden, but also so that people could do gardening, obviously. So the garden has evolved, and there are now, I believe, 36 plots, individual plots, garden plots, and it's open to all residents of the neighborhood. We sign up first come, first serve. I've been gardening, I think, now for about 17 or 18 years. Mario, who's with me here, has been gardening for probably that long as well. And we continue to be members of the stewardship here. Each gardener has a plot and can grow whatever they like. Most people here do choose to grow vegetables. If you walk down here, you can see different kinds of vegetables that they're growing. A lot of tomatoes over here, peppers, basil, chard. What else? Help me out, Mario and Dorothy.
At times.
Lots of herbs. We have a beautiful, when the season's right, we have a raspberry patch over here. A lot of lavender and wonderful things like that. This year we're very proud that about 4 or 5 members of the garden voluntarily built our new shed that looks like it belongs in Architectural Digest, I would say. Absolutely. And it was affectionately christened the Hoe House, which is where obviously we keep all our hoes and tools. But anyway, as I said, there are about 36 gardener members here. The garden is a part of the Jersey City's updated Adopt a Lot program. And essentially the Adopt a Lot programs allows residents of Jersey City to take over land, little pieces, plots in the city, and turn them into gardens. And so although this garden has been here, I think, for almost 20 years, Dorothy, who's here, is one of the original gardeners and founders of the garden. And I think, Dorothy, am I right, 20 years?
I would say, yeah, maybe about 14 to 20 years. Yeah, it's definitely more than 15 years.
Like the activities that you've been seeing in the park or that you came to see in the park today, the community garden is a place where people come to convene. It's a place to meet. And it's just a beautiful addition to Riverview Park. And it promotes growing local food. It's one of the aspects of urban farming that's really becoming important to communities, where people actually have an opportunity to grow their own food in an urban setting.
People should start growing their own things, their own vegetables, their own whatever they like to grow, because actually this is where it all kind of started, and we're going all back again to the same thing where we used to start from, and this is part of it. There's a lot of places in New York that I know that they have community gardens on the roof, no less. We have the ground, and this is where it grows more natural than everything else. So hopefully people start notice about it, and hopefully people take advantage of it and keep growing.
I am at the Riverview Community Garden, and I am picking green beans. It's important for kids to know that string beans don't grow in cans. What's important to me is learning about how things grow and being together with my neighbors. This is the most peaceful place in the neighborhood. It makes it beautiful and refreshing and friendly. Before I started farming in Jersey City Heights, I just didn't know anything at all about how things grow, and everything has been a delightful surprise, including that seeds grow up toward the sky. So the most basic things were just a delightful surprise to me, and it's been endless discovery.
Jersey City's really getting on the bus when it comes to urban farming. They just started a chapter of Buy Local, Buy Fresh in Jersey City, and that means that we have local restaurants who have committed to buying locally grown produce for their restaurants.
Well, there you have it. I'm your host, Michael Clark from Meet the Farmer TV. Join us next time on the road.
This program is a production of Meet the Farmer TV, LLC, in association with Planet Earth Diversified, Melly Productions, and Leslie P. Jenkins Photography and Graphic Design.